Hi there, my name is Tim and I'm really happy you have clicked on this video. I am an artist, a creative, and I'm also the author of the blog Art Now Not Later, which can be found at artnownotlater.com. I started that blog back in September of 2019, and then I hit a bit of a snag in October when I took a full-time seasonal job at UPS. And that job lasted through the end of the year, and it pretty much took everything out of me, at least physically. And I wasn't able to concentrate or take care of a whole lot of other things in my life. So my creativity blog, my creative work, all of those things kind of suffered at that point. But that's all over now, and during that time I was able to reflect a little bit on the blog. I believe I kind of had too wide of a range of things I wanted to accomplish with my blog. I was trying to be a subject matter expert, also trying to be a teacher, and also someone who was also on the same creative journey as many of you, and so I was a little bit scattered, I think. So what I would like to do now with the blog, now that I'm able to concentrate more fully on my creative work and on making this work, is to focus just on things that are already in existence, things that have been written, videos, coursework, things like that that are already out there in the world that creatives can use to boost their creativity. I want to start that with this book, Steal Like an Artist by Kleon. And as you can see, I like it so much when I first read it that I even bought the shirt. So I have read this before, and I do recall liking it a lot. Now it's been several years, so I want to revisit it. I want to go through it and share my thoughts with you, beginning with chapters 1 through 3, and I'll report back probably next week or in a few days. I don't have the whole posting schedule done, but if you hit the subscribe button or you go visit artnownotlater.com, you'll be able to keep up with me and where I am on the blog and on this process. Now, my plan is not to be reviewing these books. My plan is to use the advice and the steps that are outlined in this book and many of the other creativity books. I might talk about how I felt doing these. I've read up so many creativity books, and sometimes the things that you're asked to do kind of make you feel silly. That might be the point, is to feel silly and be okay being silly. Or they might be to concentrate on something that you didn't think about, might also push your boundaries into doing something that's outside of your comfort zone. All those things are perfectly valid and fun and good. And I'll share how I felt about it. It doesn't necessarily mean anyone else will feel the same way, but at least I'll tell you what I got out of it. If I did any kind of work, I'll share that. So as I said, we're going to start with Steal Like an Artist. Steal Like an Artist, chapters 1 through 3 will be the first area that I'm concentrating on. I will post this, another video blog and a written blog on artnownotlater.com. And there's also a link below, so if you'd like, you can pick up a copy of Steal Like an Artist, probably in the future. I will probably also be talking about Keep Going, and then maybe Show Your Work. It's 10 ways to share your creativity and get discovered, so it's a little bit off topic for what we're doing, but maybe I'll just do a side thing on these. I do really like the simplicity of these books and how easy they are to follow along. As compared to, say, something like The Artist's Way, which is very involved, and you have to set aside a lot of time for it. We'll probably be talking about that book a little bit later. But I want to start off with some things that are a little bit less intimidating and a little more easy to follow along with, and easy to get those creative sparks going, because if it's intimidating and if it's difficult, we might not want to do it. So let's start with what's a fairly easy, fairly straightforward way to just get going and get creative. And I hope you'll join me along this journey. And thank you so much. This is my very first video, so hopefully it wasn't too awful and you won't be too critical in the comments below. But thank you. I look forward to working with you in the future.